Greetings, one and all. And before going forward with the rest of this intro, please remember this series comes with a parental guidance warning. So topics of murder, cannibalism, gore, violence, cursing, sexual situations. If any of those, you might want to pass on this. We do have other really good series that don't have a parental guidance warning, but if not, you've been warned and no kids. Get out of here. I don't want to see. So, with that parental guidance warning, you know what that means. It's our favorite time again. We are doing our ongoing campaign utilizing the Mystery Meat Pit Cipher System Edition, the happiest place in Earth. Yay! And well, after the last session, everyone we found out what happened over the course of a couple days, over like 3 days, of what had happened after the Marauder attack, how everyone had been groping with their newfound celebrity. And then they were all surprised by Riley to be told, hey, I'm taking you on a 2-week vacation before we go on the expedition. We got a massive stretch limousine waiting for you. Mr. Armstrong, the president of Anodyne's, waiting for us. Let's get going. And we're actually not going to pick up with you guys at your destination. We're actually starting still in the road trip. So you guys would just took the stretch limousine to Armstrong's multi-million-dollar RV because he's like, we're driving. It's going to take a couple days for us to get where we need to go, and I'm not sleeping in a goddamn limo. And Riley was just like, okay. So after you guys, it was just about like a 20-30 minute ride to Armstrong's massive gargantuan RV. And so the way this layout of this RV works, there is 2 full baths. They're not bathtubs, they're showers, but the toilet and the shower actually are separated. It has a nice little partition, it's a glass door, and it actually has an expandable living room area that when the RV is parked, it can stretch out and give more of a open area for everyone to count as a living room and dining room area. There is actually a full kitchen. It actually has a actual full range stove. There's a sink, and there is actually 3 bedrooms. The master bedroom actually is an expandable one, and the 2 extra bedrooms, they have bunks in them that go along the side of the rooms, and each bunk room can fit about 4 people comfortably. And if you remember those gargantuan, massive, like CRT TVs, there's one of those in the dining area that it declines into the floor of the bed of the RV. And then when it's time to view, it raises out. And presently, so let's start with Sticky Joe. Sticky Joe, are you doing in the RV present?
Sticky Joe is in the bathroom right now. He was combing through his beard and he noticed something. So because of his prior mutation that gave him the Nunchaku gun, he noticed that there was a little extra mutation that happened. Underneath his beard is not a chin, but another fist. Which, pretty awesome.
The fist just looks at you and gives you the finger.
Fuck you!
You're like, it's just like, wait, fuck me? No, sir, fuck me. It just gives you another finger. You close your beard over it, and you get the sense that this fist chin is an asshole.
Right, just like me. Just wait till I get a tattoo on it. Sticky Joe's trying to contemplate if the tattoo he's going to get on the new chin hand. He's thinking it's going to be Santa's little helper, the dog from The Simpsons.
As you're contemplating these thoughts, you feel a shaking and vibration in your chin area, and you just hear like a cartoonish popping sound effect as your chin pops out from your fist, pops out from underneath your beard. And it looks like the thing as it pops down on the bathroom counter. It looks in your direction to where your crotch is, makes a fist and punches you in the nuts, and then climbs back up under your chin. And you get the feeling of, you tattoo that on me, I am going to punch you in the nuts every goddamn day. I want something tasteful.
My sticky nuts!
They're gonna be more like sticky crushed nuts.
Okay, it might be a naked portrait of my new humanoid whale girlfriend.
You see a thumb just come up, giving you a thumbs up, like, I accept this.
Okay, that's good. So I'm gonna drink a beer, and then I'm gonna go rejoin the cruise, see what the hell is happening. I think Moonlight's cheating at Uno.
You know what? We'll get to that, because actually I like that. So you're looking around. You can hear Armstrong as he, motherfucker, and Riley going, sir, I think you're cheating, because that's like the sixth time you reversed on me? Come on, man. And you see a group of now. Who else would be joining in this game of Uno? Would Yuretsi be joining in?
No, Yuretsu's currently still in the master bedroom and reading books.
Armstrong is just like, you know what? I gotta respect that girl's moxie. Granted, she did steal my bedroom, but damn it. Well, looks like I'm bunking with you, son. And he like looks over at you, Sticky Joe. And granted, Sticky Joe, as you're getting closer to where the Uno game comes in, that's when the smell hits you. And you see driving the RV. Granted, he's shorter than the actual seat because this is a seat for Armstrong, and Armstrong is a literal fucking Goliath monstrosity of a man. He's like, as I said, he's like 6'8". So the person sitting in the chair is shorter than Riley. He's about 5'3", 5'4" on a good day if he's wearing like platform shoes. And granted, his massive girth is still more than Armstrong. So like the seat is sinking in a little bit. And yeah, you see the neck beard, you see him, he's just sitting there. Armstrong just gives you the look of like, don't pick on him, just let him this is a way for me to coddle the baby. Let him drive.
Sticky Joe's gonna put some tape over his nose and over Glumps too.
I'm gonna tell my dad. Hey, Nathaniel, come on. We talked about this. You gotta learn to take a joke. Joe's just messing with you. This is how you know he likes you when he tapes you. He's gonna ruin my beard. It's on your fucking neck. How the... Granted, I know you got a fat neck. And that's when Riley hits Armstrong in the stomach and goes, dude, come on, man. Shut up. What was that? Nothing. Fucking fat fuck.
Sticky Joe plans on becoming his new daddy. That way I can ground him and force him out of his parents' basement.
So Yuretzi's in the back in the master bedroom. Joe, you see the Uno game fully going on. Now, I asked if Yuretzi, but so now let me go. Would Mori be involved in the Uno game? Oh, Mori, if you're still eating, let me just go to Moonlight real quick. Moonlight, is Moonlight involved in the Uno game?
Oh, absolutely. She keeps getting cards from Riley, and she keeps slipping cards to him. I'm not cheating. I'm just better at playing.
Armstrong is just the entire time. He's just like, you really think you're... I can see your arms moving. God damn. You know what? Fuck it. He just rolls his eyes. And
you know what? If we allow cheating, it will make things a lot more interesting.
This is when Armstrong goes, that's it. We're playing prison rules.
Oh.
Which means there are no rules.
Hooray.
Somehow, suspiciously, Armstrong's deck just turns all into wild. Roll me a d20 real quick with a challenge rating of 3.
I got in that one.
Okay. As you go to try to play this is when it happens. Just a breeze of wind just blows your hair back as Armstrong and Riley are looking at each other, and you get the sense that both of their arms are moving at such a fast intensity that normal eyes won't be able to track it. And you're just looking, Riley, just looking like, damn it. And Moonlight, you now have 30 cards in your hand.
This was amazing because this happened to me so many times in real life.
It's just, and Riley just looks really down. He's just, I'm sorry, Moonlight.
I'm gonna give Riley a smoochy kiss.
Riley just perks up, but then you hear, I should be playing because then show you how real man plays.
Shit. I didn't know he was paying attention.
Armstrong rolls his eyes and goes, yeah, if you could even fit it back here. And just Nathaniel's just, I'll let that one go. But he's just raising a big stink. And if Maury, if you're ready, just wanted to know if you were joining in on the Uno game.
Oh, we're waiting for Maury. For Maury's character, Sticky Joe's going to slide them 3 Musketeers. I must pay tribute to my Dark Overlord.
Yeah, you leave the 3 Musketeers at where Maury is, and Sticky Joe rolled me a difficulty 3 roll. So you're going to have to beat a 9.
Okay, using my heavy metal dice tonight. Rolled a 12.
Oh, this is okay. Yep, I was hoping this was going to happen. So once again, so you get dealt in, turns go by, Riley and Moonlight, Riley's hand is just increased even more, and Riley's just looking at Armstrong like, I know we said prison rules and everything, but there's literally only like 40 cards there, and I have 60 cards in my hand. And Riley's just fuming now. And once again, a high motion of wind goes off, and Sticky Joe, you are looking favorable now because before you had like 12 cards in your hand, now you only got 3, and you put down a card, and thankfully you remember to say, actually, wait, no, I'm sorry, you put down 2 cards and you remember to say Uno before Moonlight can get your ass. And Moonlight, roll me a difficulty 3 roll, please.
I got a 12.
Okay, you're going to be able to clear out half of your hand. Armstrong is just super fast laying down these wilds every time you lay down a card, and you're just, ha! I got a match for that, dumbass. And he's just, ah! It goes on for at least like 16 cards, and what do you lay down for your favor now? Oh, you're still muted.
I'm laying down a lot of plus fulls. Haha, you gonna give me cards? I'm gonna give them right back.
And this is just when massive movement again goes off. And now Riley's hand he's looking at Armstrong. He's only got 10 cards in his hand. Sticky Joe's somehow back up to like 15, and Armstrong has 90 cards, and he's just, I see you know how to play prison. You two are craftier than you look. Joe, we can't lose to these fools.
On the 14 cards, Glump ate one of them.
Glump is just sucking on it, just going. And like as the card goes down, a $100 bill just comes out. Riley's just looking and going, "Is he an ATM? What?"
Oh, I'll do it in Sticky Joe.
Just don't think too much about it.
You know how cats like to bring their humans, like a dead mice or a bird, as an offering? Oh, Glump sometimes slips me money. Sometimes it's virgin blood. I don't know. It could be anything.
Love it. So as this is going on in the game, I love the fact that Yuretsi set this up so perfectly for me. So Yuretsi, you went to the master bedroom, try to just find some nice solitude. You did not know Bethany was asleep, just like piled underneath like all these beanbag chairs and stuff. So you're sitting there in the bedroom. Now, give me a difficulty 4 roll. This is just a flat roll. There's no lowering it or anything. So you just got to beat a 12.
Okay, that's 17.
Okay, you're going to get some good benefits from this roll. So let me ask something of Yuretsu's preference of movies. Does she like or have knowledge of horror movies?
Her knowledge of movies is very nil.
Oh, I am so happy that you still chose to pick that. So, Yuretsu,
Yes.
as you're sitting there just reading in the bed, you hear some strange noise. But then as you're looking around, everything is in a monochrome black and white. It's like, wait, did I just all of a sudden come down with a severe case of colorblindness? It's like, what the hell is going on? You just see everything in black and white. But then when you really look at yourself in the mirror, because you go to splash some water in your face, when you look and see yourself in the mirror, Yuretsu, you look like a typical stoner from any horror movie. You got a loose hanging beanie on the back of your head. You have a puka shell necklace. Now remember, this is 90s movies of stoners, so you just look like a skater boy but at the same time kind of grungy-ish. And every time you're trying to have a coherent thought, you have a coherent thought, but then all of a sudden you just, from your mouth, you just say something like Pop-Tarts. And then you go to sit back on the bed and you look at your book, and instead of picking up your book, you pull out this 2-foot-long bong, and it's like, where'd the bong come from? You take a massive rip, and you sit back, and then you...
God, I know that sound.
And Yuretsu,
Mm-hmm.
give me... Now, this is going to be a difficulty 3 intellect roll. Go ahead. Give me a roll, see if you can beat a 9.
Okay, another 17.
Okay, since you crit this one, how do you get your mind back together?
She has a bunch of stuff her grandmother gave her, like stuffed animals or like charms and stuff. She's just gonna play with one of the charms until she fucking remembers who she is and not drugged out of her mind.
Okay, as you're playing with this charm, you're thinking, you start sneezing and coughing, and you run to the bathroom, and then you vomit. This isn't normal bile that comes out. This isn't blood. This isn't any. It's like a black ichor. It's just jet black. It comes out. And then your vision, color, everything starts to come back. And this is when you start going through your mind. You start to think how, as you were reading the book, your body started to move on its own and you started to dig around in Armstrong's closet. You found the bong hidden away in the back. And then you went digging around and you found some of, because Armstrong does have children, and his eldest son likes to be in the master bedroom, and you found the eldest son's clothes. And you subconsciously were putting all of this on, and then you sat back down in the bed. You have a feeling this ichor is kind of attached to it, but you have no idea how in the hell, because you have not eaten anything, you haven't drinking anything suspicious. Everything has been bottled, closed. Even when you went to the gas station, like when you've made like pits at rest stops, nothing has been like super suspicious. So does Yuretsi collect? Do know, because you remember Moonlight was given a sample of the gastric whale species for them to study. So you know Moonlight would be able to you could just ask her hey, do you have the stuff to find out what this is? But that's up to you.
Oh, yeah, logically she would try to do that. Because she does not like not being in control.
And as you bend down to scoop up the sample, a pair of scissors. The reason why you know these are scissors is because as these blades come through the door right above you, you can see how they have the shape and curvedness to scissors, but these blades are pretty fucking big and thick, and it closes and it bends in the door and pulls the scissors back in, and you hear like a grunting and just ow, did it too high. You hear a running and then a pulling something like a chair, and then looking up in the hole, you see a face that's wrapped in bandages except one of the eyes, but then he's wearing an asymmetrical top hat, and he's just looking at you, and he's just, no, you're the wrong one. And you blink, and he's gone. Doors haven't opened, no window, no nothing. He's fucking gone. How does Yuretsi exit the bathroom?
Yeah, she's definitely gonna tell someone.
When you come out of the bathroom, you see all over the fucking bedroom, it has blood written all over the walls and everything saying, final girl, you'll be my glory, my greatest work. And you see the bed has just been torn apart and stabbed with scissors. And then that's when you actually see that Bethany's just asleep over there, and the bean bags were where she was, the top portion of it was all torn to hell. But whoever was stabbing it into her every time. And you go to the door, it opens, and everything is. You hear frantic screaming and anger coming from the Uno table. And so, quick question, Maury, did you join along for the Uno game, or were you doing something else, President?
I'm hiding away, tinkering with something.
I'm going to have a special roll for you after I do this with Yuretsi, so I will come right back to you here in a few minutes. Yuretsi, do you approach the group at the table playing Uno?
Yeah, like a little dazed, but
Moonlight, you are the first to see. You hear Yuretzi's footsteps. They're actually a little off rhythmically. You can tell because you're a ranger. You've learned a certain type of weight and footsteps can give you just a slight hint of that type of physical condition of who or what you're tracking, and you're getting the sense of how Yuretzi's walking. Something is wrong, and she is pale. And granted, her eyes are red as fuck, but and you see the clothes she's wearing. It's why are you dressed like a skater kid? Ugh. Riley's just oh man, I like that outfit.
I sure don't.
And looks at you, Yuretsi, and goes, "Hey, you okay, kid?"
Someone turned that room into the crime scene.
Armstrong shoots up from the table and runs to the master bedroom, and you hear him screaming and cursing. And Moonlight, you really see just how panicking Yuretsi is. And Yuretsi, if you would like to tell everyone what happened, go right ahead.
She's first gonna chill the vial, I don't remember what I did, but then I remember feeling really sick, and I coughed this up, and I woke up in these clothes, and the scene was a mess when I came out of the bathroom. I
think I stand up and I lean down to get a better look at Moonlight. Yuretsi, sorry. And does Moonlight smell anything unusual besides a shit ton of weed?
Give me so because of your background, I'm going to take your background in consideration as you investigate this e-core and this specimen collection vial. Give me a difficulty 2 intelligence roll, please. You have to beat a 6.
I got a 6.
What are the tests that you do?
I do kind of like a DUI test. I do the Fingal, like follow my Fingal. I check Yuretti's shit refluxes, and I ask Yuretsi, have you ingested something?
nothing that the rest of us haven't.
Can you point to me? Can you show me exactly what you rolled before you turned into this?
She's just gonna motion to where Armstrong is cursing and stuff.
Moonlight, do you head to the master bedroom?
Of course I do.
When you go to the master bedroom, number one, the first thing you notice is the air is stale. And then thankfully, because you passed your roll, you are going to quickly cover your mouth because you notice these particles in the air. And as what you're using to cover your mouth is collecting into it, you notice it is black. And you go and you look. Give me one more difficulty 2 intelligence roll, please.
That is a nat 20.
Okay, I'm actually going to give you the full explanation of what happened. As you go into the bedroom, you're looking and you feel that this air, this staleness, all of this is coming from, you look, the vent. You see there's a massive collection of just this black particles you collected into a slide. And Armstrong tells you, hey, my daughter, she's really big into science and everything, so she brings her microscopes everywhere with her. She keeps one of them in the other bedroom, so you can use it there for that little slide you just collected. And you put it under the microscope, and you see this. This is a living bacteria, but it also at the same time has the properties of a virus. And that these specifically, like you put some blood down, it doesn't target blood cells. So from the process of elimination, because it's not just reacting to normal blood, you're able to assume this targets the brain. And this bacteria, this virus bacteria that Yuretsi encountered is what caused her to puke up that black e-core and caused her to act so weird. And because of your nat 20, you find a bandage. It's bloody and greasy. And you find some skin samples. Now, granted, unfortunately, even though you have with the microscope you have, there's no way you're going to be able to tell whose DNA this is, where you're going to go. But Armstrong, he looks and says he'll be able to connect you with someone who can help you out with that. Would you like to go and inform everyone what you just learned?
Actually, not quite. I'm gonna head over to Riley, and I'm gonna motion for him to follow me back to the bedroom.
Riley gets up and he pats Yuretsi on the shoulder and says, Hey, we got this. Don't worry. Everything's still going to be good, and we'll go back to having a good vacation, and I'll get your book for you. And Riley follows behind you, Moonlight.
Once we're in the bedroom, I explained to Riley everything that I found, Yuretti's reaction, and I show him the little microscope. And I look at him as like, if this is contagious, we have to keep everyone contained until this either blows over or we find a cure or something.
Riley, he's looking at the collection that you got. Okay, have you experienced anything that Yuretsi said that she has been experiencing?
I don't know. I don't notice any changes. Have you?
No, how about this? I'll take a breath from the vent. Let's do an experiment and see exactly what happens.
Just because I can't physically beat you, I'm okay being the scapegoat.
Riley looks and goes, "Okay, sounds like a plan." And he goes over to the vent, to the bed, climbs up, and takes a big breath from where the vent is.
That's not what I said.
That's when, like, Riley, he looks at you. He doesn't start like seizuring or anything. He actually, you see his eyes, his pupils go wide. But then as they go wide, they start spinning, spiraling, faster, 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 faster. But Riley's not doing anything weird. He's just sitting there. But then you see his body starts to move weird. He goes over to the closet and he's digging through clothes, and then that's when you see, like, he finds Armstrong's, like, second eldest child's clothing, which is his second eldest. It's his oldest daughter. And Riley puts on a tube top, a mini skirt, some pump up heel. He does like two twin his hair up, and that's when he goes right back. Then he goes right back to where he was, sits down, his head shakes, and then his eyes stop spinning. And then he looks up at you and just says, "Oh, hey, babe."
Riley? You okay?
Yeah, babe, I'm okay. Like, do you want to, like, make out?
I just blink. Yes, I do, but not right now.
Oh, well, I mean, this is like the perfect place. I mean, it's all spooky back here. Armstrong.
I will be back in a second.
Riley looks at fear of Riley, just like, good gods in the galaxy, what have you done, boy? Hey, big guy. Armstrong's just like, can I have permission to slap him, Moonlight?
No, just because I gotta make sure his head isn't damaged. I have to lock everyone in. We are under quarantine.
What's quarantine? It sounds like something yummy. Are you gonna be making like some kind of like dish from like one of those countries?
Sweetie, I will make you anything your heart's desire, but I will be right back. And then I just run out the door, back to the group. I shut and lock every door and window that I can.
As Moonlight is doing this, Maury decided to hide away because this allows me to describe a little bit more of the actual structure of how this RV works. So one of the things of like these multi-million-dollar RVs that they have the ability to is to actually have a spot to have a luxury car parked inside of it. Armstrong was not bringing his goddamn Lamborghini with him, so that area is actually open on the inside of the RV. So you've made your own like little studio, little apartment in there. Well, Bob is, granted, he may be the height of an average man, but he still is a cephalopod, so he can squeeze into anything. You pull out your carry-on bag, and then Bob comes out of it, and he just starts setting everything up. And what is Maury doing down there?
How much visibility do I have of what's going on from where I am?
This is actually the downside. So the noise, I have to take this into consideration because to get down to where you are, it's a little utility door in the kitchen area. You can hear a little bit, but because you have to go up this little spiral staircase, it's kind of muffled. So with Armstrong all the way in the back of the RV, you're not really, but you are hearing this frantic movement now. You're hearing sound like someone running around, shutting windows and stuff.
Okay, that plays into exactly what I was hoping, so.
Excellent.
I'm just doing my own thing. I've got a project that I'm going to be tinkering with because this ride is going to be long and painful, and I've got things to do.
You're 100% correct. This ride in total is supposed to be 72 hours. You're going to be in this RV for 3 days on your little project. And I would like you to give me considering your background, who you are, and with engineering experience, give me a difficulty 2 intelligence roll. So you just have to beat a 6.
That's a 16.
You can see signs that someone was trying to like force their way into your area. Now, tell me, how did Maury get rid of the pest? What did you do?
The pest?
Yes, you don't know for sure. Your line of thinking, you're thinking like maybe it's a raccoon, and it's like there ain't no raccoon coming in my area and getting my food. Because you thought you saw like small little hands. So that's why you were on the lines of thinking it's just some pest like a raccoon.
Okay, that's what you mean. Okay. Mostly just gonna bang on the wall. I'll throw hands at the raccoon if I have to.
You hear a shrieking and something drops. The last few years, and here's the thing, Maury is a smart man. He's not just going to go into something and leave be. You've been learning all about the structure, and you actually got the owner's manual, and you've been learning about how compartments work. So you do some tapping and you open up a little side panel. And what this is if you want to do some work on the undercarriage and near the engine and everything, you could go through here without having to theoretically raise the engine, do an engine hoist or anything. You could work on it while it's all together. You see some weird bandages that have like some gunky brownish, like burgundy red chunks attached to the bandages. But you find what looks to be like a really crusty book. Does Maury pick it up?
Well, I am wearing my working gloves, so it makes sense. Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay, so don't worry, there was no like weird goo or anything on it. It's why I say crusty is because you can see like burn marks. It's burn marks all along the sides. There is more of that brownish, rusty staining all around the edges of the book. So as you pick it up, it is a light bluish color felt bound book that has these reddish brown stains all around it. And when you take it out and you look where you are, open it up and you start looking, you see these different pictures of people with eyes crossed out, mouths crossed out, and you see red X's crossed over them. And then you get to a point to where you see Bethany. Each page is Bethany, different points of views, different parts, pictures of where she was at work, when she's going to the bathroom, not going to the bathroom, but it just keeps going on and on and on. And then you get to the last page, 85 souls down, one more to go. She's perfect. What does Maury do with this book?
Well, the first thing is he's gonna say, "Great, pervert's yearbook."
God. Hold on, I just need to do something else. Okay, nope, you're good. So please continue.
And I mean, this is shady as shit. Even by my standards, this is shady. So I'm gonna have Bob take it upstairs because I'm busy. And this is not that important to me.
Roger. Bob, he gives you his little cephalopods wavy salute. He carefully cradles the book like a football, and he goes to walk up the stairs. He still doesn't have the handle on walking, so it's just very awkward. And that's when we go back to the kitchen. Sticky Joe and Uretzi, how do you guys react to this? How Moonlight is just going frantic right now?
Uretzi, you can go first.
So her priority is to make sure she's not going to be vomiting up more of that gunk. So she's going to try to force it.
Uretzi, I will actually let you know, you do feel better, and you don't have those symptoms anymore. Your mind is clear. So doing that, now you take a glass of water, your stomach is settled, you don't feel that wetness in the back of your throat, your mouth doesn't feel wet like you're about to vomit more. You take a few deep breaths, your mind is back to yours again. You don't feel that horrible loss of control like you were a marionette dancing to someone else's machinations anymore. But one of the things that's not lost on you, though, is why did you feel like you were lost in a dream about a stupid horror movie that you saw on TV one night when you were trying to find something just to listen to while you were reading?
Yeah, she's gonna be like trying to figure that out because she didn't have a TV. She had to it was like her cousins. It was pretty much communal TV.
That's even better. That makes this even more alarming. So I would like you to give me a difficulty 3 intellect roll as Sticky Joe. I am gonna say Clump is just looking at you, and he's just doing the Muttley laugh of just that, just laughing at you. But because of this, where you've been knocked on the ground, you can definitely hear better from like a vantage point from where you are on the ground, and you felt like you heard someone like rustling around underneath the floorboards, the floor or of where you were. And Moonlight, you are doing a fantastic job. You have locked everything down, but there's just one. I was listening very closely of all the things you listed of what you did, but I would like to point out one small thing.
I never shut the vent, did I?
Yep. And you left the door open to the bedroom.
To be fair, if this is contagious, it doesn't really matter because Uresi's out there with the group. And I don't know if this is since this is virus, I don't know if this is contagious or not.
I will say this. This actually wasn't a contagious virus.
I still stand by my decision.
But the only problem is you've created a perfect vacuum as that air rushes through the RV and I'm so happy. Everyone's vision goes monochromatic, and Uretzi, you get that same mentality back again. And Moonlight, for you, your mind, you just start thinking about like football and scholarships and everything, and then you're like, where's my babe? Where's my bae? And Riley comes out, and you're just, oh, there's my bae. And Riley goes and wraps up on you.
Get him out. I lift Riley up, swing him around.
Like Riley hugs up on you. And then we look at Sticky Joe, and then somehow, like, Sticky Joe, his body's still sticky and everything, but now he's wearing like a dad sweater vest, and his hair is neatly combed, and he's wearing glasses. Even his beard is neatly combed. His fist has now just become like very dainty, like it would rather just slap than punch. And Sticky Joe, all you're just thinking about is like math and smart stuff. And God, you really want to read a book about physics right now.
Oh, at least my extra fist can help me smoke a pipe as I read.
And Armstrong, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this, but fuck it. When Armstrong comes out from the back, he had found the family's old Halloween costumes, and he is dressed like your stereotypical cop. And he's pulled a Sticky Joe because like a Burt Reynolds mustache is just all of a sudden like grown right above his top lip. And for Maury's good role before, I'm going to say he figured that it's a good thing he brought that gas mask.
Never leave home without a gas mask.
As the RV, and Nathaniel wasn't immune to all this. Nathaniel now he looks like your stereotypical bully from any horror movie, just that douchebag that you're like, why is he a friend? Why is he part of the friend group? And please let him die within the first 5 minutes. And as everyone's visions of this is going underneath the RV near where the cabin to the vehicles are, where the baggage is, we see hiding in the bags, looking up with his face wrapped in bandages, with the asymmetrical top hat, just a and
does Moonlight see this person or just hear it?
I was gonna say the last thing for this session is everyone in the kitchen hears this laugh.
I hear a midget. Hey, we can hunt a midget!
The players are headed towards what's supposed to be their nice, relaxed 2-week vacation. Now, unbeknownst to them, they did have another passenger that was joining them along, a certain DSK, the dwarf-sized killer. And unbeknownst to all the players, the dwarf-sized killer, during his time, with his original alter of Rudy, during his time as a compound organism, he had actually undergone some intense mutations, enough that is comparable to someone who might have been working with anodyne for like over 30 years. And he gained what is the nightmare field. That is his mutation. And when you are within a 50-meter radius of the dwarf-sized killer and you inhale the bacteria that is released from his skin pores, you will begin to think that you are trapped inside of a horror movie. your vision becomes monochromatic, and you will begin to exhibit a different style of personality because this attacks your mind logically or logical. Now, it's funny that I do mention about someone and this type of thing because there actually is someone that works at Anodyne that works down in the happiest place on earth who has his own version of all this. Because just to give you guys a flash of during the timeline of everything that's been going on as players were like, as all the chaos was going on with the bug and everything, there was about another section of the meat pit where everyone was just fine and dandy because a certain individual had come by just to fix something and clean up after some people. Then during the Marauder attack, the Marauders were about to attack this group of people, and then another individual showed up because he needed to wax the floors. And then the Marauders, they didn't even appear as Marauders anymore. They were just like some weird shirtless surfer dudes, and everything went out fine. And right now, this certain individual it was time for him to go up because, speaking of waxing floors, he needed to go to a certain president's office and wax his floors, even though he's been told insistently that stop going in my fucking office. Now, this player, please introduce your character and tell us of their history and how life has been for the past 38 years with this company.
Well, my name's Scruffy. I'm what you would call an engineer. Now, I've been working at this. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. The Scruffy. But yes, as we're waiting for Scruffy to come back, in the engineering department, yes, there is the more of the actual engineering department, which Maury is the actual head of. But
Sorry about that. My phone started ringing right in the middle of that. It was my dad.
No, you're all good. I was just saying about the branch of engineering that Scruffy is a part of. You're more just the basic engineering / janitorial team. So please continue.
Right. So my name's Scruffy. I'm what you would call an engineer around here. Now, engineering, unlike what many people seem to think, doesn't just involve math and what you might call STEM stuff. No. It also involves janitorial engineering. Yeah. So sometimes it's just a man and his broom or mop, what have you.
And for you, Scruffy, you really don't get all these weird stories you hear people talking about of just people disappearing, creatures, monsters. You ain't seen any of this nonsense. And honestly, you still really don't even believe that you're inside of a giant monster right now. You think this is just some giant gimmick that they've got going on.
Well, yeah, I mean that's because people come here all the time spouting things about monsters and cannibals and what have you. We ain't got no cannibals around here. I mean, weird surfers.
And the funniest one is, and for you, like, because just recently, like, literally before, because as you're getting ready to head and take your waxer, you've been hearing people talking about, screaming about, oh God, there's the Wendigo, Bruno's back, and you're like, wait, Bruno, are you talking about that ugly ass dog? And everyone turns and looks at you, and they're like, dog, and then you just hear this. And so what comes like walking up is, it looks like a Chihuahua mixed with a poodle and a terrier and a Yorkshire terrier. And his tongue just looks all swollen and just sad as it hangs out one side of his mouth. One eye is gargantuan while the other one is very small. One ear just sadly hangs limp at the side of the head, and the other one is kind of cocked up. And yeah, that's Bruno. And like, he doesn't have regular fur. He's just you would think he has mange, but he doesn't. He just has like 3 different furs on his head. And you were saying?
Oh yeah, no, I don't quite understand why everybody treats this dog like he's some kind of alien or something. And they call him the Wendigo, but really he's just like any other dog. Someone keeps strapping deer antlers to him once in a while, but I just thought people were being funny.
And yeah, he's wearing just like he's got those stupid antlers tied on his head with some string, and he's just shaking, doing like as he does small dog energy, just shaking. And so when you get on the elevator and Bruno follows behind you, the elevator just gives off a warning light that it's like halfway to capacity, and you look down at Bruno just, and you're thinking maybe the elevator is just malfunctioning again. Them damn
Things
engineers ain't doing their job right.
This thing's on the fritz. I'll have to go do it. Ain't nobody else doing nothing around here.
The elevator slowly pulls you and Bruno up. Bruno's just following you, and you're doing the floor, and you don't see Armstrong. He's the vice president. And granted, you hear everyone always talk about how the vice president is this massive, huge man, but when you look at him, you just see a normal, like 6-foot guy. He's a little buff, but he also just looks like that. Just like your Swedish tough guy, big barrel chest. It's like, yeah, he's a little big, but he ain't that tall.
Everybody talks about him like he's the biggest man in the room. Genuinely, I think he just might go to the gym a little bit more than some of these people. If they weren't so lazy, they'd probably be looking just as big. Oh well.
And as you push back the door leading to this, so the door that you open up, once again, you hear everyone always talking about how this door looks ominous. It has this evil energy to it. You just look at it and it just looks like some fancy wooden door. It's like granite. Why is it so dark? It's like, where did they get this wood? You have no idea, but it's just, okay, cool. You go into the office and you're starting to work on the floor. You hear a phone slamming. And yes, you see the company president as he turns around. The company president, he's about 5'5". He has slick blonde hair, palish skin. You see, he has these weird yellow eyes. You're like, why you got cat eyes? You don't know, but who cares? And he has a really fancy white suit and his black gloves he always has on. And he turns and he looks at you. And at first, he has like a pissed off look, but then he sees you and he's just, oh, hey, Scruffy, what are you doing up here, man?
Oh, you know, boss, just doing the cleaning. You got to have them shiny floors for when you got to tell people what's what and all. Say, I meant to ask you, where do you get them contacts from?
He stopped. He's like, contact. You know, I'm gonna have to think about this, but Scruffy, I've been thinking. You've been working with us for a very long time now, and when was the last sick day you took?
Scruffy don't get sick.
When was the last vacation you took?
Scruffy looks at being here as a vacation from being at home, from the drudgeries of the home life.
Alkenfels, he just like, his head falls on his desk and he's just, Scruffy, we talked about this. You have to take some kind of time. Okay, you know what? Starting today, you are starting your vacation and you're not coming back here for 2 weeks. And you know what?
Sir, I got to stop you right there. Scruffy's nest egg is in all these vacation days he got saved up because they're gonna have to be paid out. If you're ordering me to take a vacation, I demand that it be a paid vacation.
Alkenfeld comes around from the desk and he goes, Scruffy, of course you're going to be paid. And at first, as like Alkenfeld is just giving you that look of like you really didn't think you were going to be paid for your vacation. All of a sudden, like Alkenfeld's like left side is just shaking, and he looks down, and Bruno is just humping his leg, looking up at him, just going. And Alkenfeld looks down at him, and normally Alkenfeld would have disintegrated whatever this was, but he looks down and just goes, "Oh, Bruno, you always put a smile on my face. I love you, my little friend." He gives him some.
That's a weird habit to have with a dog, sir, but I'm not going to judge.
Hey, Bruno is just rambunctious. He's just following his natural urges. Bruno is just looking up at Alkenfeld. And so Alkenfeld's just, but yes, you're going to take a paid vacation. And Scruffy, have you ever been to the beach?
I can't say that I ever have seen a beach, sir. I don't believe they exist, to be honest.
You know what? The Riley and them, they were headed off with Armstrong and they were going to be staying at some hotels, but seeing you here has actually made me decide to be a little more of a generous boss, and I would like to open my summer home to you all, and I would like you to take the company Blackhawk to meet them, because Armstrong's RV has a helicopter pad on it. I always wondered why in the world does it have a helicopter pad, but now we get to use it. Or you can meet them at the villa. The choice is yours, Scruffy. But either way, have fun. And Bruno's just looking up at him. Of course, Bruno, you get to go too.
Scruffy's never landed on a helipad on an RV before.
You know, that's the first time for anything. Have fun, Scruffy.
Scruffy will try, but...
And Alkenfels walks up to you and he goes, "Oh, wait a minute, you're going to need spending money. You know what? How about I just give you what I..." And he reaches into his wallet, and this wallet is so stacked full of money, it can't be closed, and he pulls out a wad and he goes, "Yes, I think about 20 grand should do you all just fine." And he's holding a wad of cash and the key to his summer villa. Does Scruffy take him?
Of course Scruffy takes it. He never says no to money.
And Alkenfell, he pats you on the back and goes, "Have a great time, Scruffy, and you as well, Bruno." And Scruffy, you head out and you head towards the helipad. And as you leave the office, like Alkenfell's like head, he starts to get a little wobbly, and then he shakes his head left to right, and he looks around. And his office is horribly destroyed, and his suit is just destroyed. There's streaks and just tears all over it, and then a horribly disturbing puddle that we're not going to talk about. That he just looks and goes, "What happened to my office? What did I just give away? And why did I give him my key?" And he just screams, "Scruffy!" as all of his windows just burst and his door goes flying off the hinges. And Scruffy, you and Bruno board the Black Hawk, and at first the Black Hawk takes quite a bit of time to get up, but it manages to lift off, and the pilot's like, "Huh, one of you must put on weight there." Bruno just looks "Ugh." And what is Scruffy going to decide? Is he going to meet the group and land on the RV, or meet them at the villa?
Gruffy said what he said. He ain't never landed on an RV before.
Well, we know what's happening, and so let us go to the RV then, as the Black Hawk is taking toward the best path to cut off the RV and do a nice safe landing, because he's going to handle it like a mid-air refueling, so you're in very safe hands. And now we are back in the RV. Bethany, you wake up underneath some beanbag, a giant massive pillow of padding of like beanbag chairs, and you're covered in beanbag filling because a lot of them have just been torn through. And you look around and it's covered in bloody text that says, "Final girl, you will be mine," all that. You see flat cut giant gouge marks in the door to the bathroom in this master bedroom of the RV. And you take another breath and your vision goes monochromatic, and you're starting to feel very pure, very like drugs are bad and you would never do a drug, and sex before marriage, oh hell no, you are a pure virgin.
Oh God.
So So you go into the closet and you find Armstrong's daughter's like backup clothes in there, and you dress yourself up, and you have this very nice little blue dress on, modest skirt on that goes below the knees, and you found some very nice blue shoes, and you have a little headband on to tuck your hair back, and you have a very just modest little blue button up that goes with that. And you go out and you see chaos all around you. You see Armstrong is dressed as a cop. And granted, in your mind, you're thinking, "Oh, this is just Uncle Police Chief Armstrong." And he's got a gun out and he's just, "All right, everyone, calm down here." And you see, oh God, there's that jock Moonlight and his girlfriend, Riley. She's such a slut.
This is my slut, though.
And then, oh God, there's that dork Joe, but for some reason that nerd Joe is like knocked out on the ground. And if this was a cartoon, he'd have like little birds flying around his head, and he has a fist-sized mark on the sides of his cheek that is about the size of Moonlight's fist, suspiciously. And oh God, and then there's that slacker, that total stoner, Uretzi. You're surprised that because with all the weed he smokes, that he's even able to remember his own name. And
Gosh.
and like I said, Bethany, you're so pure and good. And like I said, sex before marriage, that's a big no-no. You're a virgin. So how do you react to all this?
Well, he's gonna look at Sticky Joe being knocked out on the ground and look at Moonlight and just be like, "Did you have to do that?" It's like you're stronger than him. It's
He's a
like, why do you have to be such a bully?
nerd.
Oh, and I want to point this out that Sticky Joe is still buff and everything, but right now he's dressed like Steve Urkel.
Like I said, he's a fucking nerd. And I slap Riley on the buzz. Huh, baby kicks.
You two are gonna catch something.
Ooh.
You're
You're
about to
just
catch his
jealous.
hands, bitch.
You're
Walk
just-
away.
You're just jealous, Bethany. You wish you were as hot as me and you had an ass like this. And Riley slaps her ass at you, and she just giggles as she holds up on Moonlight's arm. Just, "You wish you had a man like this."
Hey. All this eye candy belongs to me.
Yeah, you can keep it. Oh, why does he have his gun out?
Young lady, where were you? And number two, look, your uncle, there's some crime afoot.
Oh
And
no.
with this crime, that means there's evil. And when he does this, it's as if reality alters to Armstrong as everything just homes in on his eyes and everything just gets like box camera view as he squints with that. And then everything goes back to normal.
What the hell was that? Anyway, evil. The only thing evil here is these. The only thing evil
A
here is
lightning
his
bolt
two
cracked
sluts.
3 times. There's 3 lightning bolts as you say evil each time.
Evil.
Another lightning bolt.
Evil!
Lightning bolt that just as long and reacts to that.
Evil!
It goes in harmony with how you're saying it. And I imagine like Riley is just like, oh wow, evol. The lightning bolt is just like, really? You fuck up the pronunciation that bad? No, we're not even doing it now. Now this is over. You ruined it. And Riley is just so dumbfounded by the moment, doesn't even realize that they've been dunked on by nature. So Riley's just cacking on her gum. And so here's the thing. None of your guys' danger senses, none of that means a goddamn thing. Oh, and as the door to the section that actually, so Bethany, this is a multi-million-dollar RV, and those really big fancy RVs, they're actually able to usually house like sports cars in their undercarriage. Right now, Maury has made that his base of command for now. And coming up from there is his lovable octopus, his partner in crime, Bob. But when the door springs open, instead of Bob just being there going, I'm sorry I have to do this, but there just has to be this. So Bob now he looks like your stereotypical goth girl that would be really obsessed with like Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Bethany is afraid. She steps away. She makes a clear path for this.
Oh no. Here's the thing. You know that is Bobette, and Bobette has been a friend of the crew for a very long time. Granted, you know that's one of Riley's little her second command that she'll do anything Riley says, and that her
Yeah.
dad is that creepy guy who says very creepy things that sounds like prophecies, but who cares about that?
Yeah, but she doesn't go to church, so it's kind of like evil.
And
So
this is when you hear from like the driver's seat with a very commanding voice tone, just, everyone, you're being paranoid. I think you need to relax more. And then turning a little the look from the driving, it's as I said, it's our resident neckbeard, Nathaniel. Now, here's the thing is that Nathaniel, under the effects of this field, this has done some drastic changing to his appearance. So honestly, now he looks like your stereotypical hero from a horror movie. He has a very handsome, chiseled jaw, suspiciously no smell, a very handsome guy. Like, in all honesty, this man would be a 10. So what would be the first thing someone would like to do as Bobette looks at you, Bethany, and goes, you're always trying to start stuff with Riley, skank.
listen, you sinner. He's always beating up Joe. Like it makes no sense. You know he can beat him up. It's like why do you gotta be so bullheaded?
Riley just looks at you and goes, I like when my bae shows how tough he is. You see, that's why he's the captain of the football team, and you'll never have a man that's like that. And the only type of man you'll have is there who's like maybe the president of the chess club or something.
I grab Riley by the ass and I just lift him in the L. Just to prove a point. So my babe's talking good shit about me. I gotta prove it.
Who would like to make a difficulty 5 intellect roll?
Me.
You're go ahead. Does Moonlight as well?
Yep.
Bethany?
Yeah.
Sorry, Joe, your ass is still knocked out. Not yet. You will once you wake up. But so
out with the pain and the hurt. Okay.
I got a 13.
19.
A 1.
My phone's being dumb, so I'm gonna jump out and jump right back in.
Roger. Okay. So far, right now, Moonlight, you still have your same personality. Etsy, your vision starts to come back to normal, and that weird personality, you're getting yourself back to normal. And as you're looking around, because you got a 19 and this is a crit, I'm going to reward. I will let you decide and one other person that you're going to save from this. But there is a suspicious looking, well, the best way to describe it would be like some weird looking little gremlin creature that is like trying to take like swabs from people's legs. It looks up at you and it just goes, because it wasn't expecting to be seen. It's just, so who do you want to be able to stop? Because it's going towards Moonlight, Riley, and Bethany next.
Well, I was gonna ask if she can just like kick it away first, whoever's closest.
You know what? Give me a since this is a small little guy and he is actually, you surprised him. I'm only going to make this a difficulty 2. So you just got to beat a 6. This is going to be a difficulty 2 might roll.
As a 14.
When you go to punt this little guy, you kick his ass so hard that he bounces off the ceiling, floor. He's become like a super bouncy ball, and he just falls on the ground. And he looks, and he was only able to collect 2 of the swabs, as you were able to keep him away from Moonlight. Bethany and Riley and Joe, they got swabbed by him, and he's just. You get the sense that he's saying something very offensive. Very offensive. And he looks at the venting for the air conditioning and he climbs the wall and he jumps inside. And as he climbs inside, he just pokes his head out one last time and just goes. And that last sentence, you definitely feel like that was about your mother.
That little bastard.
Now, to everybody else, you all, it looks like that Uretzi had just like kicked a kickball, and Armstrong's like, hey, Uretzi, I don't think it's appropriate to be playing with a kickball here. Where that's a little dangerous.
It's always appropriate to play kickball, then I kick a table. Hi-ya!
Moonlight, you break the table.
Hi-ya!
Riley's just clapping and applauding you. Uretzi, you are just confused why everyone is dressed like this and why they're acting like that.
Stupid job.
But then you get the sense that this is because, not Bethany, I meant Uretzi. Uretzi, you definitely get the sense this is because of that bacteria Moonlight was talking about.
So I had an idea of wetting a bunch of claws to like use handkerchief, like how you deal with ash and stuff. Am I able to shove it on everyone?
Yes, you can. And that is exactly the right thinking that you need to do. So, everyone, because Uretzi is doing this, I'm going to allow you all to roll. And Joe, you're going to get woken up as the cool cloth that gets wrapped around your face gets put on. Everyone, you're now going to give me just a difficulty 2 roll. So you got to beat a 6.
Include me or not?
Oh, Maury, you're still good. You got a gas mask.
Okay.
Damn it.
I got Nate.
14.
Okay, everyone's made it. Remember, you only needed a 6. Okay, so if you didn't make the 6, you're still under the conditions of this. But Moonlight and Riley and Moonlight, they come to, and Riley looks down at himself, and he's just turning horribly red, and he's like, oh, God, what am I wearing?
Ooh, we'll have to keep this for later.
I turned horribly red.
What?
I said he turns really red now.
I just fluff his hair some more, and I give him a kiss on the top of his head.
What is it? I did. I gave her some.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I didn't realize that.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. So I thought you were talking about Bethany. So now Uretzi and Moonlight, you're looking around and you see like dent marks of what it looks like Uretzi had definitely kicked something that weighed a good amount that had dented the ceiling and floor. And you see on Riley's leg, he has a little scrape that a little blood was coming from. And it's the same with Bethany and, well, Sticky Joe's chest, because granted he's wearing suspenders and pants that are pulled up to his belly button, but he's still not wearing a shirt though.
I look at Uretzi. What the fuck did we miss?
Oh, and you notice that Bob is dressed as a goth girl. He's got he has black eyeliner because he did not pass his roll.
Oh,
Still believe
you look super cute.
And you get the sense that he's trying to talk as Bobette still, but because you're not under the influence of the nightmare field, he's talking normal.
That's a great color on you. But anyway, people have suspicious scrapes. What did we miss? Because the last thing I remember, I was trying to close up the area. Oh, a virus. But that doesn't explain the scrapes.
Moonlight, give me a difficulty 3 intellect roll. You got to beat a 9.
Okay, I got a 16.
You hear this strange chittering coming from the island area of the kitchen portion of the RV. Are you going to go check it?
I am, but first, I'm gonna take a chair and I'm gonna rip one of the legs off.
Okay, you've got yourself a good makeshift club, and you go to the island. You're just hearing what sounds like suspicious slamming, moving around, coming out of the island, and then finally you just start to hear like conversations coming from the inside of it. Do you wrench it open?
Oh, hell yeah. I'm gonna rip the door open and I'm just gonna immediately swing at the first thing I see.
Whoa! And the only reason why you're not doing this is because these little guys, they're so tiny that they're able to duck and miss the leg. And here's the thing, you are a Arc Ranger, so you've experienced more of the entities. These are, from experience, these are Mogwais. You call them Mogwais.
Wait, are these endangered or are these a nuisance?
They're annoying, but normally they're not anything that could lead to loss of life normally.
I grab two of them.
You can get the gist that they're basically just saying, "Hey, fuck you, lady."
I mean, I can crush your tiny bodies in my hands now, or I can do this later, but you gotta answer some questions.
What you want?
Why are you on this RV, and what all have you seen?
What do I get if I talk?
The right to keep living.
You drive a hard bargain, but okay. And so he goes in, he starts telling you about how some creepy little guy that, granted, still very big to them, but very small to you guys. And he approached them and said, "Hey, how would you like a chance to get back at the big people who won't let you have the snacks in the park?" Because here's the thing, the Mogwais, they love junk food. And that's one of the big nuisances, is that they're always raiding the fucking snack stands. And it's like, how would you like to get back at the big people who won't let you at the snacks? I can give you the power to scare them, and then they will respect you.
Keep talking about those snacks.
And so the creepy bandage guy said, go to the head Mogwais, which is the Gizmo clan. Go to the Gizmo clan and get the strongest, bravest of the Mogwais, and he'll need about maybe 10. And meet him, and he's going to take him on a journey to the above ground. And we're going to scare the hell out of the big people, because he can only ask them of this noble mission.
Hey, you know what? As long as you guys keep your word, hell yeah. We're going to get snacks for everybody, because those bastards cut me off.
So, Gizmo Clan work for you now?
I would like to negotiate.
Let's see. Oh, you want snacks too? Hell yeah.
Okay, Yuretsi, this negotiation is going to start at a base difficulty 4. What are you going to negotiate? Because this could potentially alter the score.
She said, "I'm gonna give you all the snacks in my bag if you go fuck with that person."
What kind of snacks you got here?
Like tamarind candy and the repas, obviously, even though Bruno isn't here. Just a bunch of snack foods.
Okay, I'm going to drop it down to difficulty 2. You got to beat a 6. Go ahead and give me this intellect roll.
I got 16.
You drop the snacks in front, and Moonlight, do you let the Mogwais out of your hands?
I mean, if they're gonna help me get more snacks, then yeah.
When they drop down, they go over to the bag, and it's just, "Whoa, and you just start to hear like all over the RV, just multiple places of just a and the Mogwai looks at you, Uresi, and says, Gizmo Clan help you. We won't help Bandage Guy anymore.
Cool beans.
Wait, who's Bandage Guy?
The Mogwais look at you. Bandage Guy. Short guy, been doing bad things in the park.
I didn't know you have bandages now.
He apparently like does weird things while he looks at a picture of as they point at Bethany.
Hmm?
He's okay. He's a solicitor. Oh, he's going down.
What I'm not in college anymore.
So Bethany, how do you react on seeing these little Mogwai, these little guys? So they stand at a whopping 1'5", and so they look like they have fur, but in all actuality, that is actually a kind of like flesh that has a fur texture. They have really big like bat ears on the side of their heads, but they have like they have 3 fingers, and two opposable regular ones, and then a thumb, and then just 3 little stubby toes on their feet. Well.
Bethany goes, and she kind of just wants to like grab one and squeeze it like a little stuffed animal.
When you pick him up and squeeze it, he just makes it. They make like a little squeaky toy noise.
Oh,
I love it. You're
And
my squishy. You're my squishy. I will name you my squishy, and you will be my squishy.
the Mogwai just looks at you, Moonlight, and you get the gist that the Mogwai just told you she could at least buy me dinner before this.
Hey, you know what? I agree. Anthony, buy this thing some dinner first.
Baba?
But first, okay. Well, what does it
You
eat?
know what? Never mind. What? Just do whatever you're into.
I mean, I'll feed it, but what is it into? What is it like?
See, the sad thing
Hey.
is that Moonlight and Uretzi can understand the Mogwais. Bethany, not unfortunately for you, you can't. He just looks at you and he just starts going, and Moonlight and Uretzi listing
Oh,
off
you're
like a
so
bunch of different.
cute.
He's listing off a bunch of different snacks and foods he likes. Now, this Mogwai is kind of a fucking snob because he's been going to the 5-star restaurant to steal food. So he's talking about how he likes caviar, abalone, albacore, like fried albacore. He likes wagyu beef,
Oh,
things like this.
God, he's a bougie ass bitch.
Blah 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 blah. And his favorite drink is Cristal.
This damn.
I don't like you.
This is when you
What?
notice now that this Mogwai has a monocle.
It's so dressed up. It has little outfits. Where's your top hat? I would have put a top hat on you.
The Mogwai just looks and goes blah 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 blah. It, like reaches behind its back into like its weird fleshy fur and pulls out what looks like a disc, pops it up. It's a little top hat. He puts it on his head. Blah blah.
All right. Beth is just in love with this thing. She squeezes it and kisses it.
Blah 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 blah. The Mogwai is just like, wait, is that a gas bow? Wait a minute. And Moonlight, you get the sense that he's just like, wait a minute, Ted, is that you? It's like, and you just realize that Clump is just saying, oh dear God, someone's actually calling me by my actual name. I haven't been called my actual name in years. What the fuck? I've been trying to tell this asshole my name is Ted. Blah blah. And Maury, you've been waiting for Bob to come back down. And actually, let me ask you this: what would you like to do first?
I mean, I've mostly been keeping myself busy tinkering with the thing I told you I was tinkering with. But yeah, Bob's been taking a hot fucking minute, and I need his help.
And
Someone's got to hold this thing up.
You're asking for someone to hold this thing up and for tools. And like as you're standing there, you feel the tool you need to enter your hand, and you see the thing get lifted up. And you look around you. There's about 5 Mogwais, blah blah, and they're just helping you with your project now.
Now, were these things, were they ever messing with my equipment, or were they just nuisances for the food people?
Just nuisances for food people. They actually respect. So I'm basing these loosely also on they are the actual opposite of the old school style of gremlins from like how they explained like during World War II and stuff, the idea of like messing with bomber planes and stuff. These gremlins love technology and they respect it because of how it just mystifies them. They love power.
Excellent.
They see you as God.
Excellent.
Like this is a 100% not a joke. They literally see you as some kind of god. Wow. So do you make use of their assistance?
Yeah, I mean, Bob fucked off. Might as well get someone's help.
And one of the lead Mogwais, he's got like a brown and white aesthetic to his flesh-like fur and a patch on his eye, and he's wearing kind of like a beret now. He's wearing a beret and a cute little soldier uniform. And he's just blah 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 blah, and you get the gist. Is any orders?
Yeah, just keep holding that. Don't fucking drop it.
Blah blah. And he gives you a salute, looks at the other four Mogwais. The other Mogwais get into fucking attention and they just make sure to like, and they jump on each other and they're holding it up like a makeshift jack.
Excellent.
Blah, blah.
Now I just need to test this.
Oh, well. And the little lead Mogwai, he starts like tapping his head and he's thinking, he looks like how Winnie the Pooh would think, doing his little pondering. And he runs over and he gets a pencil that for him it looks like he's holding a staff from how small they are. So he gets a piece of paper and he's standing on the paper and he's writing a note, and he comes over and he hands you a detailed idea of how we could of using your experiment on the road. The step one is the Mogwais are going to start setting up like ripping out sections of the underneath, not messing with the engine or anything, just parts that are not needed, so we can create a testing field.
Yeah, I need to know how far the range is.
The head Mogwai, he gives you a salute, and basically, and he taps at the paper and he says, in 24 hours, he'll be able to show you how much range you'll be able to get. Can't give you a good estimate yet because he'll need to see once they're working.
Excellent.
And he looks at the other four Mogwais and they get to work. And honestly, you're getting a little hungry. Does Maury keep food down there, or are you going to go upstairs?
It's not safe to keep food products near electronics.
Good man, good man. So, and as you head up the staircase, you look down, the Mogwais all giving you a thumbs up, and they're just, good God, are they efficient.
Replace half the fucking engineering department with these things.
That actually is a possibility if you want to actually work a deal in the future of hiring Mogwai. Now, as you go out, you see everything now that's going on, and you see Bob. He has on a black hair wig. It's a long wig, and he's wearing a checkered mini skirt with fishnets, platform shoes, and a skull shirt with like cut rips. And it's like, where did he get this outfit? Why does he have this outfit? And why is his makeup so goddamn good? That way he did his eyes is fantastic. But still, and he has tentacles. You have no idea what he was trying to put lipstick on, but it just looks ridiculous. You see, you understand Bob, and what Bob just said to you was, oh, hey, Dad.
I'm not mad, but I'm curious. Why are you raiding your Etsy's closet? And why did you not return?
But I was just hanging out with my friends, Dad. You know, it's spring break. We're off school. And he's just giving this weird fucking story to you. And thankfully for you, Maury, like I said, you're not having, and because you were working down with dust particles, I'm actually going to say you are actually wearing a respirator. So when you come up, you also notice that everyone else has their faces covered. And to everyone else, they wouldn't really be paying attention to like the sounds of certain heavy equipment. But for you, I would like you to give me a difficulty 2 roll real quick, Maury. You just have to beat a 6.
That is a 14.
Oh, yeah. You definitely that sound. That's definitely rotor blades, and from the sound and weight, that is a Blackhawk. would you like to go look out the window and see?
I suppose I should, because that's not supposed to be here.
Yep.
And
When
I
you
feel
look
like I've missed a lot.
And when you look out the window, you see, yes, indeed, catching up to you guys from the distance, there is normally this is a Black Hawk. This would be in the military, it would be painted black. It's a Black Hawk helicopter, not to be mistaken with the Chinooks that have the larger middle carriage, but Black Hawks still have a good sized mid portion. But this one has been painted white, and then on the underside, it has a massive A. Yeah, Alkenfell is not fucking subtle, okay? And this is Alkenfell's private helicopter, private Black Hawk.
Oh boy.
Do you let everyone else know what you're seeing?
Well, can I tell if everyone else is like all fucked up still, or?
You can tell Sticky Joe is... So, Sticky Joe, you are rousing and waking up, but you can tell that he seems to be kind of off like Bob. And granted, even though everyone else is dressed weird, you can tell that they are getting back to their senses. Except for Nathaniel behind the wheel, he's still acting weird, and so is Armstrong. Everyone else, good.
The temptation to push Nathaniel out is still strong. But I'm gonna let everyone know we're gonna have a big pain in the ass showing up here in a second.
Moonlight, actually, wait. Riley's just like, wait, Mr. Mori, what do you mean? When you say a big pain in the ass, besides already what we're dealing with, what you talking about?
It means well and deep shit.
Riley looks to the window and his face just all color from his skin drained. Yuretsi, do you go to the window?
Sure.
Yep, you see that fucking Black Hawk. You know what that means.
Oh boy.
Granted, it seems a little weird because it should be flying higher. It's as if it's like holding a lot of weight in it. And coming in. God damn it. And as it's coming in, a certain individual with a asymmetrical top hat and a bandaged face, Black Hawk coming, and he sees the A and his eyes go wide. His one eye that's exposed goes wide, and he goes back to strapping himself under the undercarriage of the RV because there's no way in hell he can deal with that coming at him. And Scruffy, you see the RV coming, and it's a very big and luscious RV, and the helicopter's landing. And you look at the pilot, you look at Hermes, and Hermes goes, have a good vacation, man. I'm going to be taking the whirly bird for a little vacation time myself. I'll be seeing you on the beach.
That's okay. Scruffy's here to party.
Bruno just looks at Hermes and just goes, Bruno, you may be very ugly, but I still love you, man. I'll be seeing you on the beaches too, my little ugly friend. And when Bruno jumps off, the roof of the RV noticeably dents in. You all kind of notice this dent, and everyone in the room, Sticky Joe, Bethany, Yuretsi, Maury, everyone's going to roll a difficulty 5 intellect roll. There's no way to lower this. Just give me that roll real quick.
I got a 13.
Okay.
Fucking
I got a
20.
14.
Wait. Maury got a 20?
20.
Okay. So
4.
what did Yuretsi get?
3.
And Sticky Joe?
I got a 4.
Okay. For everyone except Maury, everything is still going on with how you see. For everyone else, everything seems pretty chill and normal and really cool. And nothing is off, man. And even though Morty clearly sees the massive dent in the roof in all actuality, Bruno, everyone else, you don't see the dent. Everything's normal. And then the rooftop, the thing opens up, and jumping down first, you all see Bruno with his ugly ass self. Yeah, for you though, Maury, you see Bruno somehow squeeze his massive girth himself inside of the area, and it's just so fucking awkward and terrifying. Literally now his whole backside is taking up the master bedroom, and he's just looks at you with a goofy face. But to everyone else, you all just see this small little dog just and then Scruffy joins you. And B, if you could please describe Scruffy to everyone.
Oh, hold on real fast. I want to interject and say that I'm just going to look at everyone in this crowded room and poor fucking Bruno, and I'm just going to shake my head. I'm not paid enough for this shit.
So say we all.
That's perfect timing because Scruffy says that as he starts to come down. And Scruffy, please describe yourself for everyone.
If Scruffy heard that I'm not paid enough for this, he would respond with "So say we all." And then you guys would see a guy wearing a anodyne engineering, kind of like what is it, like a trying to think of the word, not a onesie, you know what I mean?
Jumpsuit.
Jumpsuit. Yeah. Like an engineering jumpsuit. It's unkempt. It's he's got his undershirt sticking out. He's got a big beard, crazy looking hair. He's got his hat on, and he's carrying a mop. And he says, "Well, Scruffy's here. Now it's time to party."
Why do you have a mop?
Here's the see,
That's easily answered by the fact that this is my partying mop.
Now, it's really funny that when Scruffy says this, Armstrong just says, "Well, you're in luck. You're in luck, Scruffy, because I just so happen to have procured the booze." And he opens up the fridge, and somehow, before, this fridge had no alcohol or anything in it, but now when he opens it, it's filled with just fucking beer and shit. And then when he reaches underneath the island, there's a keg. And now a couple...
Hold on. Despite whatever just happened,
yes,
with Scruffy around, he opens it,
yes,
and it's all Zimas.
Yes, Zima.
The whole non-alcoholic.
And here's the thing. And now, before, you see, Maury, you still see all the normal little mogwais that are coming out of the vent, and they're just plopping on the Bruno, sliding down him. But to everyone else, because of the normalcy field, these mogwais, they honestly all just look like basically your typical college interns. And there's a couple now doing a keg stand with the Zima keg, and you just hear a chug, 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 chug. And this party is popping off. Sticky Joe, you're dressed as a fucking nerd. You're dressed as Steve Urkel. How do you react to this?
How do I react? Well, I'm gonna push up my glasses, make sure my pocket protector is secured, and announce to the ladies that it is Joe time. I'm gonna slide next to so in my mind, am I still seeing everyone like in this illusionary world, even if they're awake?
So here's the thing. With you have now succumbed to Scruffy's normalcy field. Everything now just looks normal and cool, and instead of seeing the mogwais, you see college interns. You don't see Bruno, you see a really, really ugly ass dog. And this normalcy field is so powerful that even Bruno, even though he's actually taking up a massive part of the RV, to you guys, you don't see that. You can't feel that. That's how this normalcy field works. Power suggestion is really powerful. So to you, yeah, everything's normal and cool. And actually, you see this one college intern, and I'm going to be honest with you, she's got it going on. Joe slide up to her.
Oh, it's a curvy goth chick, then absolutely.
Oh, yeah, she is exactly. And so, as you're talking, you're putting the moves on her, and you know what, Sticky Joe, he's got that riz, and he starts making out. Everyone else, you've seen Sticky Joe making out with this fine-ass intern. And to Maury, you see Sticky Joe making out with this.
Yep, I knew it. I knew it was coming.
Oh my god.
I'm fine with that.
I've seen Sticky Joe make out with worse.
Sticky Joe fucked the octopus bitch, so that's pretty sure.
Hey, she was beautiful, okay?
She was beautiful.
Do not insult the mermaids, because those are actually the mermaids.
So with Sticky Joe being under like this kind of like a normalcy field, like he's not Sticky Joe, he's like his birth name, he's Joe Nimoy, and he's just gazing deeply into Kirby Goth chick's eyes. How would you like a cup of Joe, baby?
She just looks at you and goes, "Oh, baby, I don't just want a cup of Joe. I want the whole goddamn pot." And she jumps into your arms, and Joe and her, they retreat to the restroom, and 45 minutes later, Joe comes out with his pants on backwards, lipstick all over his face, hair disheveled. Maury, you just see that and you're just, I know the truth of all this. You just
I'm
take
not
a
using
Polaroid.
that bathroom ever again. I will shit out the window.
Joe's smiling. Joe's like, yeah, hey, it's so much better than my comic books. Oh man, it's so much better than the mason jars and the vacuum.
She,
Yeah,
Today
I've got
Joe is a
a,
man.
I've got a
she grabbed you
genuinely
by your,
important question.
yes,
Is Sticky Joe's stickiness some type of supernatural thing?
I'm gonna say a little bit of like
a little bit.
yes and no. Like
So he's
originally he was
decidedly, in my presence, he would be decidedly less sticky.
Yes.
Oh no.
and he
I
just
just
got
want to,
pretty sticky in the bathroom, but
to point that out. Is all.
He's a
Joe.
non-sticky Joe now.
So, Joe, she grabs you by your chin and turns to your face and goes, "Oh, you're going to be a man today. No more games.
I'm gonna take a big puff of my
You're my new
inhaler.
boyfriend. You're my new boyfriend."
I can't wait to introduce you to Mother.
And here's the thing: is now instead of like Clem looking like a gas bow, now he just looks like a magnificent hawk.
Ew, birds. I'm allergic to birds.
She
Start
goes,
scratching my neck.
and she's just like rubbing your neck. Once again, Maury's just seeing the truth of all of this, and I'm so sorry for this, Maury. This is your horror moment now. And yes, canonically, Sticky Joe is now dating a Mogwai. Technically, they are humanoids, so I'm going to tell you. So to help explain what the Mogwais are, they are not an animal. No, so a little fun actual paleontology lesson for the listeners and viewers. There was actually a branch offshoot of the Homo erectus that it was called the Homo habitus. That's what these are. They are the Homo habitus that fell into the PBSO, the Permian Basin superorganism, and they evolved into Mogwai. So yes, they are humanoid. Just wanted to clear that air real quick about what the Mogwais are.
To me, I'm just looking at this like some kind of cosmic goblin slayer joke.
Look, Joe, I'm just going to tell you right now, in your eyes, you got the hottest girl in the room. All the other college interns are just looking at you like, are you serious? That dork? That nerd? I mean, look, granted, he may have some muscles. Like, this is very confusing because he's an extremely buff nerd, but he's got suspenders, man. Like, one of the other college interns just like wants to give you a wedgie, but at the same time, he's terrified of what will happen after said wedgie. And you know what? How does Moonlight? Everyone else, how do you react to see when you see Sticky Joe coming out route, basically getting the mile down, basically the on the ground club in the bathroom? Riley's just like, actually, I hate to say this, but Riley actually did pass the thing, so he actually sees the truth, just like Maury, and he is just Moonlight. When you look at Riley's face is just in a look of shock, just like.
I put my cheek up against his cheek, and I'm squinting, trying to see what he sees.
Babe, honey, you know what? Maybe this is actually better as you can't see what I'm seeing.
Is it that bad?
He just looks at you and just does a slow nod.
Huh. Okay then. Well, I'm gonna go get changed out of this jersey and back to my actual clothes.
Moonlight, you go to where the bunk is that you're sharing, that you're with Riley and Yoretzi, and when you go in there, give me a difficulty 2 roll real quick. You gotta beat a 6.
I got a 5.
Nah, just your imagination. You thought you heard or maybe even saw someone. Nah, no. I mean, there's no way someone could be going in that vent that quickly. I mean, you can't even remember anyone that small. Wait, was there someone that used to work for you that you worked with? His name was like Rudy, Judy.
Tiny, a not midget.
I'm not a midget. Just you hear that from the wind, but yeah, just the wind. And what are you gonna change into?
Okay, we all on vacation, right?
Yep.
Oh well, then just regular, comfortable tank top since it's the only thing that can actually fit my arms, and just some really nice short shorts with deep pockets with snacks in them.
Excellent. You know what? This is just now becoming. I'm just gonna have to ask, like, how, because you guys have the snack clause. You always have snacks. Just how good of snacks we'll have to roll. We're gonna do rolls now for like how.
Oh, I got fish skin chips. All right. Do you know how difficult these are to get when you're like 10 miles below the surface? Extremely hard. I had to special import these motherfuckers. Not even Riley knows about them.
Look, you're gonna need to be careful. If you show those around those college interns, you know there's gonna be for those.
I rip the bag open and I just down take it. I almost eat the bag itself.
You're downing this bag of skin chips, and this is when, so there's not only just one person that I have to reveal something very shocking for, because as I was alluding to with Bethany, she had saw Nathaniel as like the hero character and very attractive, and Bethany, you had started going to talk to Nathaniel and things were going good, and when that normalcy field hit, you realize you're just sitting in Nathaniel's lap, and just that smell hits you, and he just looks at you and goes, "Bleh. You know, I always considered moonlight, my lady, but I can make a special exception for you."
Does she still have the Mogwai in her hands?
Yes.
He shoves
Oh,
it in his
actually, no.
face.
Actually, no. The Mogwai, your Mogwai has disappeared, and you just see this really, really hot, attractive-looking college intern that kind of reminds you of the Mogwai you had.
Hmm. She looks at Nathaniel and just like, actually, I'm taken. And she walks off, hops off the hops off the leg, and
Wait,
goes with the
we could
Mogwai.
be we could be a throuple.
With you, it'll be a foursome.
He says, "Come back, my lady." And you're approaching this attractive-looking college intern, and he's got a mohawk, well, a faux hawk, to where it's black. He has black hair, and then the part that's spiked up like a mohawk is dyed white. So it's kind of like a white spike going down the middle of his hair. Granted, he has a really fancy-looking monocle, but he's just very intriguing. He has black nail polish on, and he just looks at you and he just goes, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
This is bad for Bethany because this is like, yeah, this is every guy that she's going to jail over. And the
He
first thing she's like twirling her hair, and as she walks up to him, she's like, "Hi, do you have cocaine?"
No, I have something better than that. I have my presents for you. And he just like pulls out a rose from his hand and gives it to you. I can be the drug you need.
E You don't know me very well,
He gives you a wink.
but okay. I guess you can be like a substitute for cocaine, maybe. I
Maury.
don't.
Maury and Riley are just seeing the Mogwai that Bethany was just hugging and everything is now just standing on the island with his little cute little hands on his sides as he's rizzing up Bethany, just going blah 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 blah. Wow. And Riley's just not again. Bethany, do you accept his advances?
No, she does not. She wants cocaine.
Um, you you see, when all that shit had happened with you do see some, it's not cocaine. The Mogwais, they actually have their own form of drug that they like to ingest from the PBSO. It's a special kind of fungus. Now, in the normalcy field, this just looks like shrooms. And so the intern goes, "No, it may not be some cocaine, but do you want to see the moon?"
The moon, the stars, the whole solar system. Gimme.
He eats like a small little, like maybe 4 pieces out of the bag. How much do you eat? There's about like maybe a quarter's worth of shrooms in there, it looks like.
She eats them all.
Oh, he just looks at you and just goes, "Oh, I hope you weren't wanting to do anything important for the next 3 days."
Wait, why?
And then that's when it's not that your pupils just go large. Literally the entirety of your iris takes up the entirety of your whole eye now. Just the entirety of your whole eyeball is just black as his eyes do the same thing. And I don't know if you've ever seen the music video for MGMT Electric Feel, but that's how your reality looks now. This is as if you've gotten some of that fabled acid from the military, from the government, that brown acid.
Ooh.
This is how you are tripping so fucking hard. You are just in it. Your reality has just become a goddamn MGMT music video, and it's amazing.
Bethany just starts dancing.
And he's just
Like
dancing with
out
me.
of like wacky flating. I can't even say it. Fucking inflatable tube man, fucking dancing.
And yeah, Riley and Maury, you just see this fucking Mogwai just dancing in the sink, doing these weird, exaggerated dance movements, and you're seeing Bethany doing this weird ass fucking wacky inflatable tube man. And your guy and Bethany and the Mogwai's heads, you hear this amazing fucking electric music going on. Moonlight, everybody, you just see Bethany tripping balls.
I'll go get the milk.
Scruffy, you've had a good couple Zimas. How is Scruffy feeling right now in the RV?
Scruffy doesn't drink Zimas when he's partying. He drinks seltzer water. It's refreshing.
Well, thankfully, there is a liquor cabinet, and of course, Armstrong, he is going to have seltzer water because for certain beverages, you need to mix seltzer water with the drink. So you're enjoying some good. I'll actually say this is some San Pellegrino, so it's really good. You're drinking. You're looking out.
Scruffy doesn't drink that imported stuff. He brought his own.
Oh God.
Oh.
This is some great value fucking off-brand. Well, you're just drinking some regular, nice, cheap seltzer water. You're drinking your drink, looking around, seeing everyone. You see some of the college interns. One of them has the lampshade on his head. He's just, woo! You see Joe is making out with that one very attractive intern, and you see that one girl from marketing, Bethany, apparently she's gotten some hallucinogens because she looks like a wacky inflatable tube man as she's dancing about. And then you notice the park guide, Uretzi. She's one of the newer hires that's been recently hired over the last year. And what would you like to do right now?
Scruffy vacations same way that he lives as I start mopping the RV.
Oh God, does it turn into like a fucking ocean for Bethany?
No, it's funny that you say this because it's now turned into Fantasia. You and the Mogwai are both dressed as Mickey Mouse from Fantasia, and Scruffy looks like one of the walking mops, and the whole RV's filling up with water. And yeah, it's going amazing for you right now.
Oh shit, she's actually gonna climb up on a fucking island because she's trying to get away from the water. And she's grabbing a bike while help. Here, you don't want to drown. I won't let you go. I promise.
I'll never let go. I'll never let go. To everyone else, they see a college intern just laying on the ground, Bethany laying on the ground, reaching for each other. Maury and Riley, they just see the Mogwai standing on the island, reaching down towards Bethany on the floor.
Save me, I can't swim.
Bethany, that milk looks horrifying. It looks like
You know what? I just throw the milk at Bethany.
Oh,
unfortunately, I can't even give you a roll to try to catch it because that glass is horrifying, and the Mogwai is just, no, I'll protect you.
Well, I just said I threw the glass. I said I threw the milk.
He just gets drenched in milk. He's still tripping though. So I really just want to paint this out as we're approaching the end of the session. We have Bethany and one of the Mogwais tripping balls. Sticky Joe making out with a female. He's laying on like the broken table. She's laying on top of him, and they're passionately making out. Riley and Maury are just traumatized by everything. Riley looks at Maury and goes, "You know, Maury, I'm disgusted, but I can't look away."
Yeah, I can. And I grab a snack and I'm gonna fuck off.
And Riley's just, God damn, I respect that man. And Scruffy's mopping. Moonlight is just, I can't say what I imagine she's laughing her ass off and just dying from what she's saying. Yuretsi, you're just, you know what? You're just petting Bruno. Bruno's sitting on your lap. And in reality, to Mori, you just see Bruno's head sitting on Yuretsu's lap as she's petting his head, and Bruno's just as we're going through the second day of travel, and they have one more day to go. As we are going to finish off with this amazing fucking session, as finally the full crew is brought together for this campaign. And yes, Riley is still in a miniskirt. He has never changed. He still has his pigtails. And I am on the verge of tears from how amazing this is. And I can't wait for the next one as we go into the third day of travel. And I'm just curious if this is still going to be an ongoing party. And dear listeners, I know you're curious. So until the next one, everyone, goodbye.